And good evening, one and all. How's it going, everyone? Uh, Soccer Zombie, Tom Franklin here. My camera's really tilted. There we go. There we go. That's much better. All right. How we doing, everyone? How we doing, everyone? Good to see everyone. Fet Lord, Colton in the house. I see you right over here. I think going forward, just as a bit of a heads up, I think you guys and me as well. I can see y'all can see this pretty well, right? I mean, so I'm just not gonna pop up comments unless there's something like really, really super duper special. So I see Jeff. I see you there. How's it going, Jeff? Doing great. Doing great. Glad you're along. Glad everyone is along tonight. I'm feeling good. Feeling good about tonight. Feeling good about tonight. It's FC Dallas. FC Dallas is not very good. They are not very good at all. I do see that they are going to be wearing their Dallas burn kits tonight. The throwbacks. What do y'all think about the new throwbacks? This year's edition of throwbacks, anyway. I have some ones that I really like, and others I'm kind of meh about. Xavier, my buddy Xavier, I see you over there, bud. Good to see you, Xavier. Glad you are along for the watch along. So, in case you haven't watched a soccer watch along, it's really simple. I watch along the game with you. If you can't make it outside of your home, or have other plans that just keep you grounded tonight, well, I'm your bar buddy, basically. I get to watch the game with you along with our fine members of the chat over here. And then this up here is the time of the game as I'm watching it. So you can sync up the game to where I'm, and we can watch in real time. Apple TV will probably be a little quicker for you than it is for me, just because it takes a few seconds to bamf me out there. So you can pause your Apple TV and get it right up here. So that's kind of how that works. Patrick loves my channel, which is me that I keep up the great work. I thank you very much for that, Patrick. And then let's see who else we got here. Here wants to know how I feel about Yarrow in the starting 11. Well, I'm gonna say this. First things first. I'm feeling very positive tonight. I like the lineup overall. I like how we played this past Sunday against Portland, and quite frankly, I am feeling the serendipity tonight. So that is what I am drinking to start out here tonight, and I'm putting it in my Atar koozie, guys. I'm telling you as a friend, and I'm telling you as a fellow enjoyer of soccer, that if you really enjoy St. Louis's history with soccer, you'll know that St. Louis has a deep semi-pro soccer history. I mean, the cutest funeral homes, the car dealerships that won, the Open Cup. Those are semi-pro clubs. And these boys here, Atar Belleville tomorrow, they play for their division title tomorrow. It's all whoever wins the title against Club Atletico tomorrow. I really hope I see you guys here tomorrow at Althoff Catholic. But back to the question at hand. Xavier asked how I feel about Josh Yarrow in the starting lineup. And, I'm not hating that as much as you might expect me to, just because no, I am not a Josh Yarrow apologist. I'm not a Josh Yarrow fan. I mean, as a human being, he's wonderful. As a soccer player, he's not. But I will say, against Portland on Sunday, he was fine. And I don't think Timo Baumgartel is going to be for 90 minutes healthy tonight. I think we see him for 45 minutes, and then we see Gerdwood Wright come in for him. I think this is kind of, we're kind of back in that until Falou gets here. Yeah, we kind of still have to deal with Josh Yarrow, but Yarrow again, I don't think he did bad against Portland, and maybe this is coach saying, hey, you deserve another chance, and I mean, he didn't play himself out of the lineup, based on his performance in Portland. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how serendipitous I feel as the night goes on here. Fat Lord loves some Dallas and San Jose, but others like San Jose, Charlotte, not so much. So yeah, talking about the throwbacks, the Dallas one's not bad. I didn't put that in my my favorite list. I will say I'm gonna take a look at the. I'm going to take a look at the others here. One of the ones that I really liked personally was Minnesota's. I thought Minnesota's was really nice with the loons in the front. Those looked really good. The Sounders went old school on theirs. Like, I guess this is like a throwback to like a really old Sounders kit. And it's not bad. Like, if that goes on sale, I'll probably pick that up cheap. Charlotte's is eh. I do agree with you on that. I like the Revs. I like the New England Revs one a lot. To me, that looks just very 90s to me, and I could definitely rock that. I wanted to like the Columbus Crews retro kit, but it's doing that stupid side Adidas design, and it really didn't play with it very well, so it loses points for me. And then one that kind of won me over on a second look was Nashville's. I know if you look at it, that the Nashville kit just by itself, it's like a white with red on the shoulder or blue on the shoulders, but it's actually a denim on the shoulders. So it's actually a really, really neat design. All right. Did everyone go to Felix's tonight? I mean, where is everyone tonight? The ironic thing, because I know Felix's is kind of like the official on tap watch along tonight. The ironic thing is that it is like literally 2 blocks from my apartment. Like I can almost look out my back window and see it. Like that is how literally close it is. I just realized that I didn't do my social media reminders. So give me just a sec here. There we go. JT notes that we haven't scored against Dallas in Dallas yet. Would like to see it happen. I predicted 3-1 tonight in favor of City, and maybe I am delusional, but that's a good point. We've never scored in Dallas, but everyone is scoring against Dallas lately. If you look at at Dallas's past matches, it was they last played this past Wednesday, so they're coming on short rest. They did 2-2 to the Quakes. They lost 2-0 on the road at LAFC, and then at home they lost 2-1 to Minnesota and 3-2 to San Jose, and then 4-2 to the Quakes. Like you can score on Dallas. They are pretty pregnable. They are actually, quite fertile in that regard. Sorry about that, running a little bit. I was doing a little remodeling of my back here. You can see over my thumb here the Canva print of the zombie TiVo from last year. I was so glad that they could sell something commemorating that, and of course, me being soccer zombie, I was kind of biased about it. So, yep, Colton, I see you there. Really like the font on the Nashville. I like that too. It's very Nashville, and then you got the denim going on. Also a very just Nashville thing. All right, just finishing up some social media stuff here. Ryan, if he lived in St. Louis, he would have went to an in-person watch-along. That's fair. I know Jerry Hayes went to Felix's. I think Cal Van Clee went to Felix's. I know a few people were that one to the fair. But me, I'm a man of the people, and I'm a man of you. So yeah, that's why I do what I do. All right, I think I got this just about to everyone. My Instagram's not that big, so I'm not going to worry about that one I posted earlier. Colton, what is something you would like if we ever got our third kids? Uh, throwback to maybe like the old St. Louis Stars kit with the kind of regal looking St. Louis font along the white with the blue stripe in like just that goes across the middle. I think that's a classic look. If we did a proper, repeat, proper sash like 1950, the U.S. men's national team, I think that'd be really cool. Those are the ones that are coming off the top of my head. Something to do with the the St. Louis Stars would be pretty cool. I'm guessing they wouldn't dare do something St. Louis FC related. Flying Chicken, how's it going, Flying Chicken? Colorado has a nice one, and DC United's is pretty clean too. I see that. DC United's kind of reminds me of here. I'll show you actually. DC United's kind of reminds me of this this Bohemian kit. So this is Bohemians out of Ireland, and they came out with this Guinness kit this year. And as you see, it's just straight black with like the lines on the front, and the font is, the old Guinness font here. But yeah, kind of when I saw the DC United kit, I immediately thought of this. Like it's a pretty decent look, to be fair. All right. Yeah, Fet Lord wants to see a blue sash, like a representative of the rivers. That could be cool. I feel like that may be like a future third kit or a future away kit, maybe like a white with the blue rivers. That would look kind of cool. As far as like an archive kit, I would want it to be a nod to something from our past. Yeah, I'm sure there's something better out there that would interest folks. Really curious tonight. So I see Orozco's in the lineup, which that's Orozco for getting the pro contract deserved. Starting at left back tonight, and Sean Campbell from River City Ramble just made the point in my Soccer Zombie Discord that he thinks Orozco could be tested tonight. I'm really curious. I assume Timo is going to start on as left center back, but Timo's coming off injuries, so like I could see our back left half of our defensive line kind of put under ringer tonight, just because you have Orozco who's still unproven, and then you also have Timo coming off of injuries. So if he's not 90 minutes fit, maybe he gets tested early on here as a less than capacity crowd at FC Dallas. Those Dallas the burn kits are okay. If they go on sale, I might pick one up, but I'm not like bowled over by them. All right, and we are underway. The timer has started above me here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, I'm not at Indy 11. Never mind. Ryan says he would prefer we have more navy and white, less red if there is ever a future rebrand. I think red's just a part of our identity at this point. I mean, this is the Ravioli Boys kit from a couple years ago, and I think the red's here to stay. Sean, piggybacking off his point, Dallas playing with a lot of width. So our speed on the edges will be tested tonight. I definitely do see that. Fiat, how's it going, Fiat? Yeah, the Dallas kits are kind of meh. Yeah, they're not bad. They're fine. They're okay. Definitely not like $170 worth or whatever. Like, especially if you just wait. Like, remember the archive Miami kits from last year, the kind of aqua, colored with the Miami Vice kind of word print on the front. Yeah, you can get the Ross now if you're lucky, earlier this year for like $40. So like I would just, if you can get over your FOMO, you can scoop up some really nice. Was there a tifo there tonight? Did you see that over in the corner, like in that far corner? Like they were putting like a banner up or something. But anyway, yeah, if you get over your FOMO and wait like a year or two, you can scrape up like really nice MLS kits for cheap. You just gotta know where they're. Ryan, can't put into words how playing in Plano is a non-starter for a bunch of folks in the Metroplex. Dallas, I mean, to be fair, Dallas is a pretty gigantic metro area, to be fair. I went there a few years ago. I actually, I really liked Dallas. I actually liked visiting Dallas. It was pretty cool as Klaus in the box, feeding it over, cleared away, but early chances here. Yeah, Cat Uncle, it kind of looks like a City 2 game with the attendance, or maybe actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like the Des Moines Menace Open Cup match that I saw a few months ago against Union Omaha, with the far side just completely tarped off. It just looks, God, this looks it. Why can't they put a camera on that far side? Because it's obvious the crowd is on this side. Why not just put a camera on this side? Show the crowd. Nothing is less cool than an empty looking arena or stadium. Nothing is less cool. People that don't know any better about the construction that's going on at FC Dallas' stadium, they're going to watch this and they're going to think this is lame as shit because there's no one there. But yeah, this looks well-attended City 2 game. Shot! Oh, off the bar! Oh, Hartle showing he means business early on. Announcer, City's finding joy in the attacking third. I'm finding joy in City, finding joy in the attacking third. Maybe this won't be a typical watch along where like I'm just, bullshitting about 15 minutes because nothing's going on. Yeah, Jeff knows the camera angle is really low too. Like that's a good look. This replay here, that's a really good look, but maybe they don't want to. I don't know. Choices were made. Yeah. Why did they cover the seats in the view of the camera, Sean? Agreed. They can get a camera over there. It's MLS. They can fucking afford it. Allegedly. Yeah, Hartle already big involved. I mean, Hartle bagged the brace. He's clearly on a heater, and I think he gets at least one tonight. Yeah, Jason, holy S indeed. And yeah, Kat, I agree. At least we are fun to watch now. There we go. Just need to adjust something real quick. So I'm using this new software for these watch-alongs, and I've already forgotten how to adjust things. Where is layers? Ah, there we go. I figured it out. Chat box. I'm going to just go up here. There we go. Cool. Okay, there we go. Chat box should be filled out a little better now. There we go. All right, bull dodge there. Yeah, we have been very fun. Yeah, Apple, they got to be paying some big bucks to MLS. They can afford to put a camera on the far side, or Xavier, just put a cam behind the goal. Get like the, I see that would be gutsy. If wanted to put their regular in-game camera behind a goal, like to have the top-down look, as he had to been off anyway. He had to been off. Otherwise, that was a really good run. To be fair, that would be gutsy to put like the main camera behind one of the goals and have the long way view instead of left to right, which is why. Yes, Ryan, I see you about the hunts. Jason thinks that Cello and Joao are ready to cook tonight. I agree. Oh, Brian, I missed the guy with the Marge Simpson hair. I must not have been watching. FC Dallas was Ryan's original team before St. Louis City. To be fair, I did not have an MLS club before St. Louis because I just didn't care about MLS until St. Louis came along. I never got into Sporting KC. I can never ever say I was a Sporting KC guy. I never cared. The only club I tried getting into for a hot minute was Orlando City. Because I was, born in Florida. I got some roots in Florida. So I thought it was kind of cool that Orlando had a club. And it was the first club since the Tampa Bay Mutiny to be in MLS, because Inter Miami didn't come around until, a few years later. But it's just, I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I mean, I know they had Kaká, and, he was a big name, but I don't know. I couldn't get into it. Couldn't get into it. Cat Uncle wants to see the ref cam from the Club World Cup. Dude, that ref cam was really cool. And I agree, that needs to be a permanent fixture. But then again, so does goal line technology. It needs to be a regular thing in MLS, and for some reason, we don't have that because MLS is dumb. Sean's wondering if we're talking about Abubakar. Is that the one with the Marge Simpson hair? Number 5 has the hair. Okay. I cannot do a good Marge Simpson impression, or I would try that right now. Ryan says he gravitated towards Dallas because they were SKC rivals. Yeah, I can see that. Here's Hartle in the box for Klaus. Overran it a bit. Looked like Hartle just put it a little behind him. been a very interesting discussion today in the Chat City Tactics Discord about division realignment, because apparently that is something that is being discussed as that long ball to Betcher doesn't quite get there. Still not sure how I feel about Betcher being a winger. A lot of pressing here. You see Totland ran up there. Yarrow's up there. I'm seeing a lot of City white shirts there. There was 8 on my screen at one point. And see, here's a long ball by Dallas. That's what they needed to do back then if they could get it off, because so many of us City players were playing so far up the field. Oh, really, Ryan? The Jabba the Hutt and the Hutt family owned Dallas. Okay, that's interesting. Nah, I see you there, Ryan. Just kidding. Daniel, want to know if Betcher is just a placeholder until Song Bin gets here. That's possible. I'm really playing time shakes out because Song Bin's a natural winger, as that's a skipper that goes to Berkey, easily done. I'm really kind of curious how the playing time does shake out with our attackers when Song Bin comes in, because you're gonna have to give Seti time as well. And one could argue that Seti's not really earned the playing time lately, and he's not been especially effective. He was pretty involved, I will say, as more than I've seen him on Sunday. It felt like he he had a lot more touches than usual, but he's not putting anything away at the moment, and there's limits to his game. Like, he's not a great hold-up guy. He's not a great creator. He's not fast. I mean, he's just kind of mid, although maybe he proves me wrong. The long cross to the far side. Hartle doesn't get a good touch on it. Came in a little hot and deflected away. Fiat wanting to know, was there talk of moving STL to the east? Not really, but then Ryan kind of takes it there. If Phoenix and Las Vegas expansions happen, then St. Louis would probably move east. But it would take 2 Western clubs coming in to do that. But it is the most Western Conference club right now. And I would, losing Sharding, Kansas would suck, but we would gain Chicago, Nashville, Columbus, Cincy as easy, ish drives. I wouldn't mind a Chicago Fire rivalry either, to be honest. And I know the Fire fans, they tried to get under our skin on social media, but I just care. I don't care about the Fire. I have no reason to care about the Fire. Until they're our divisional rivals, I just don't care. But like, one of the things that I pitched was, imagine a Central Conference of St. Louis, Fire, Kansas, Cincy, Columbus, Nashville, Houston, Dallas, Austin, and then probably would have to be Atlanta. That one I'm not as wild about, but because of the way everything lies, the East Coast is a little heavy on teams. The West Coast is they're one short of having a team. So in my proposition, I put Minnesota with Colorado, Real Salt Lake, the California teams, and then the Cascadia teams. But yeah, anything to get more drivable rivalries is a plus in my book. Yeah, I see you guys saying Minnesota. But Minnesota, again, the way it kind of broke down is Mini would have to move west. Now, I did So that's if we like 3 10s. Um, if we did like 5 6s, then a Central Division could be St. Louis, Kansas, Fire, Minnesota, Cincy, and Columbus. That would work. But yeah, Minnesota's. It's either move Minnesota west or move Kansas west. And selfishly, I would still want Kansas. Technically, Kansas City is further west than Minneapolis. So and not only that, but Kansas does have a rivalry with Real Salt Lake. So maybe you swap out Minnesota for Kansas, but then maybe put in a mechanism where we still face Kansas twice a year. I don't know if that could be done. I'm with you, Michael. Screw Kansas. Cat Uncle. I mean, once we get once Fargo United, becomes a thing, then we'll truly have balance. Or like an AFC Fargo. But yeah, I mean, no matter how you slice it, and Ryan, I see you there. Why we would move before Minnesota if someone had to shift east. Minnesota is just geographically screwed because it's almost impossible to put someone nearby them unless you put a team in Des Moines, which I don't think a MLS cares about Des Moines that much. I know USL, they're going to put a pro team in Des Moines in the coming years if they ever get the stadium ground. Like that shot didn't get off the ground. So Des Moines stadium isn't getting off the ground either. Ambitious long ball, and Martin Paez comes out and scoops it up. Martin Paz, rather. He bane of our existence so far. Sean thinks that, maybe Detroit. I know Detroit City gets really good support in Detroit, and I wonder if they stick with that in Detroit. But yeah, Detroit kind of seems glaring as an omission. Milwaukee's getting a USL club, Ryan, so that's off the books. Madison's not big enough for MLS. Forward Madison's like perfect for what they have going on, honestly. Greenway? Well, yeah, I agree, Ryan. Milwaukee's a soccer black hole, but that's another situation like Des Moines where they want to put a stadium there. They want to put the Division I team there. It's just not getting off the ground for whatever reason. Sean, does Green Bay want another team other than the Packers? Could they support another team besides the Packers? I don't know if they can. Green Bay is not that big. I need to visit Detroit someday. I actually do have family there. It's just the problem with Detroit is that, like, I'm not especially close with my family in Detroit, so that's like, it's not like one of those like I have to see them every year kind of a thing. We just kind of keep in touch remotely, as that was a bad throw by Totland. But like, there's nothing else around Detroit really. Like if I wanted to connect games together, like Cleveland doesn't have a team. There's an idea. There's an idea for MLS expansion. Cleveland. Why doesn't Cleveland have a team? It's a big city. Or is just, is Columbus and Cincy enough for Ohio? I figured maybe it's because of crew ownership also owns the Browns and the stadium up there, which is why Inter Messi played up in Cleveland and not Columbus, which was definitely well received by crew fans. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Akron, I'm pretty sure you were joking there, Kat. Home of the Zips, the best Mac school. Okay, let's put an MLS team in. Okay, I mean, the Kent State Golden Flashes need some competition. Ryan's right. Detroit's done a lot of work to its downtown. It actually looks really nice, and they had some big money step up for them. Just wish we had more people like that here in St. Louis, but at least we got the Taylors, and at least we got St. Louis City. Jason thinks 3 teams in Ohio would be crazy. Well, for one, Ohio's crazy in general. Number 2, Ohio's got a lot of people in it. And if you're talking to like Cleveland, that's the North Coast. Columbus is Central. Cincinnati is basically Kentucky. As Dallas with the ball in the box, just a little touch towards Berkey. And the flag was up for offside anyway. Ryan notes that MLS folks in Cleveland already support Crew even before the Haslam's. That's fair. Yes, let's get Real Bowling Green going. And yet all these hypothetical clubs are all inferior to the mighty Mummy Squad of ATAR FC in Belleville, Illinois. I'll be there tomorrow, 1 o'clock. B2. I mean, what else are you doing Sunday? By the way, question for you. Hang on a second, I got a counter going here. No, we don't. Question for you. Have y'all ever went somewhere, and this is for the alcohol drinkers among us. You went somewhere, you had something local that you just really loved, and you needed to take a pack of it home with you. And then when you get home, it's not as good as it was when you were at wherever it was you first tried it. That's kind of serendipity here. It's actually it's very tart, which is why, like, if you hear me like smacking my lips a lot, it's just because this beer is very tart. I might swap it out for a spotted cow here once I get it done. As Thomas Totland goes kung fu fighting. His kicks were fast as lightning. They just weren't on target. Daniel thinks that Dallas is still doing social distancing with its crowd. Again, it just looks like a really good City 2 game. Cat says he would recreate the Mac for a conference. Okay, Cat Uncle. Okay, so we're gonna get some Maction going on here. Okay, so the Mac would be basically, we're talking like Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio. So those 4 states. Those 4 states. We're gonna make a team out of those 4 states. So you need to have Ann Arbor in there. A shot, and that's a goal. Dallas had shown absolutely fuck all up until that point. We just gave a guy his first MLS goal. Lame. Okay, apparently the world just does not want the Max Soccer Conference to happen, because see what happened when I started going down potential cities, and yeah, it didn't work out well. Yeah, we're down 1-0, guys. That was a cannon of a shot, to be fair. I mean, Timo's doing his job. Ostrak is I'm going to look at a replay of that, actually. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. All right, so I'm watching a replay of this. And I want to see where Ostrak is. Okay, so 55, he makes the run. Ostrak's just slow getting back. That's. I mean, I'm not gonna go as far as to say that's on Ostrak, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. He was definitely behind on the play, and he was slow to catch up. Almost like Ostrak's not a 6 or something. I mean, yeah, Cat. This was just it was a good finish, to be fair. The Hard is going back to his dinner after kind of say we suck. Good to see you. Yeah, Jason. This is New Glarus, Jason. So yeah, it's some beer from my time in Madison a little over a month ago. God, I was only not even 2 months ago when I was at Ford Madison. That's how quickly my life has gone. Daniel says that Yarrow throwing up his hands on every opponent's goal is tiring. I mean, if you do that repeatedly, your arms are going to get tired when you're doing this. It's just a fact. Like, I've already done 12 of these, and my arms are kind of like, okay, what are you doing, bro? So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I can totally see that. No, I watched Ryan's right. I watched the replay. That wasn't Yarrow. That was not Yarrow. It was just 55 found space that Ostrak could have done in closing down on. It was a well-timed pass, and it just, yeah. I'm not gonna point the finger necessarily at anyone on that. Also, Seti Toykert was in the area as well too, and like, why are we relying on Toykert to fill space? Yeah, just a good shot. Just a good shot. So Fiat's right. Sometimes the other team just makes a play. That's just all that was. I know we are of the habit in St. Louis of finding people to point the finger at because Michael, I literally just said it. Michael came here for the finger pointing. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we do as a fan base, Lee, but yeah, I don't think this is necessarily finger pointing territory right now, honestly. I mean, like I said, if you like really want to split hairs, I mean, sure, let's go ahead and pick on Ostrak, but I don't see the point personally. That's fine. I'll have the side ending. Yeah, and Ryan, we're not outgunning Dallas right now. We are not outgunning Dallas at the moment. We're playing a 4-2-3-1, and I'm not seeing any gunning except for that shot, that absolute piss missile by that Dallas player. I'm sure I'll know his name when he starts scoring more goals. I know Yarrow's easy to pick on. I know he's our pinata. I watched the replay. It wasn't Yarrow. Well, the reason no one points fingers in traditional media, Ryan, is that people don't want to lose their credentials, and MLS is very trigger happy on revoking credentials. It's just the way it is. That's why I always like when Baker, I mean, Baker will be critical when he has to. Like, I know in the dying embers of the Olaf Milberg tenure, Baker was pretty hellfire and brimstone. Oh, that's a good tackle, but right, almost to Klaus. Oh, they call it on. Yeah, good job, Ostrak. Way to take one for the team. Yeah, Cat. MLS is like the USSF. You can't be critical. We live in a world where it is dangerous to be critical, which doesn't feel very freedom to me. But anyway, that's my one political commentary for this. watch along. Thank you. Y'all come here to escape that bullshit. So, yeah. Yeah, you put your shoulder in that one there, Timo. Right now, I'm looking at Discord just to find some happiness and joy. Give me just a sec here. Remember back in the day, I would actually look at and see how bad Twitter was, but I don't feel any real desire to go check Twitter. I post on there more lately, but I'm not. It's a cesspool. We haven't even talked about this, but Michael just brought it up. Not that I care, but how is Blom a good fit in Vietnam? Didn't he have problems with St. Louis's humidity? Why, yes, he did. And they are not going to get any better when you're playing in Nam. I'm just trying to figure out, why would someone like Blom, I mean, humidity issues aside, as we get a good look at the big giant FC Dallas sign, why would someone like Blom, who obviously whined his way out of his hometown club of Kaiser Chiefs, who became persona non grata for St. Louis City, two clubs that are, of decent stature for their level, why would he be like, I'm going to Nam? What enticed him to go to Nam? What is? I mean, it's kind of tropical. So, and I know your money goes a long way in Vietnam, but Nam, it's Nam. I'm with you, Kat. It's a big time fall from grace, and like, I guess someone got in Blom's head that, hey, it's Nam or Oblivion, or maybe, I mean, Atar probably would have picked him up, but when your prospects are, Nam or Atar, I mean, if you're from South Africa, I mean, maybe Nam's not a bad option. No offense to my friends at Atar, by the way. Colton thinks it's money. I mean, it could be like as I said, the cost of living in Vietnam is like dirt cheap, and if he's making, I mean, I know Vietnam is one of those leagues where they will pay a premium for foreigners to come in if they're willing and they're decent. Where did the team that he's going to finish last year? Actually, I'm trying to figure out what team did he go to. I'm actually blanking on that. Fatma will save me. Nam Dinh. And Nam Dinh. Yeah, they're in the V League. Okay, so the team that he went to in Vietnam actually won the V League last year. Like running away. In fact, they won it the year prior, and then they finished 7th like the year prior to that. But they've won it the last 2, and I get the feeling that this is just one of those clubs that has, an owner that's just willing to, throw money out there. Do they have anyone that I would recognize? They got some Brazilians on their team. They got Blom now. Okay, yeah, they looks like they raided Brazil for a lot of their roster outside of Vietnam. Very interesting. But Fiat, yeah, Blom's just burning. Look, if you have the attitude problems that Blom, apparently has, and that gets out, I mean, it's hard over reputation like that. JT thinks that should have been a yellow for the jersey tug on Ostrack. I missed it because I was, researching the Vietnam V League as this ball goes way too long. Remember when it looked like that we were going to put one on the board early on and we actually looked fun? Cat Uncle, you made a comment earlier that, hey, at least we look fun. I'm not having fun. I'm finding researching the Vietnam V League is more fun than watching this game in the last 10 minutes or so. By the way, I actually did get the jersey of Blom's new team, Nam Dinh. The website's Sangalo, who I actually at one point had a sponsorship on this channel for, although it never went anywhere. Their Sangalo's specialty is is selling jerseys from like these obscure leagues. Like they'll sell jerseys from like Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal. They have one in like American Samoa, I think, or maybe it's just Samoa. Like a lot of underrepresented nations. And one of the clubs that they're selling jerseys for and is actually on clearance is Nam Dinh in Vietnam. So, and they had a 3X left. So, which I know in Asian size is more like a 1X in our size, so I'm sure it'll still be snug. But yeah, Ryan, and the sad thing here is, in 2023 when Blom was healthy and I was standing in the north end, Blom was one of my favorite guys to just like key in on and just watch. Like he reminded me of like an NFL safety at times with how he played defense and covered his ground. It's just, yeah, something happened there. And I can tell you right now, Daniel Blom was not a Carnell guy. But yeah, Dallas just flipped it on us, and it kind of resembles, Ryan thinks it resembles the first half of last week. I can see that. By the way, we have a banana ball update. Party Animals lead the Bananas 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. But yeah, Cat Blom was great in 23. In fact, actually, I have that was the name I put on the back of my Spirit kit was Blom. In fact, I actually, had I not found a Man City jersey while I was in Manchester last year, I would have worn the Blom jersey to the Etihad. I was ready to wear it there because of St. Louis City, Manchester City. Would have been a neutral color because I was there as a neutral. But I went to Classic Football Shirts and I found a really cool Man City jersey. I was like, I'll blend in with the locals. It's fine. It was only $20. And but yeah, I had a Blom jersey ready to go. In fact, actually, I wore the Blom jersey when I was exploring Ireland. I remember I wore the Blom jersey a couple times in Ireland. Like when I got my green hat that I wear for my vlogs, from this little shop in the small island of Inisheer off the west coast of Ireland, I was wearing my Blom jersey under my coat. That's my favorite blow memory, was wearing it in Ireland. Because, I mean, let's face it, it's a blown jersey in Ireland. It'll never happen again. You'll never sing that. So I just learned. So my earbud here has touch controls, and apparently, when you have them connected to your computer, they can pause your stream. Because now I'm a little behind. It's not queuing back up for me. So give me just a sec on the timer here. Now I'm queued up. Yeah, where's Leuven? That's a good point, Colton. Where is Leuven? We need Leuven. I think second half subs. Leuven needs to be one of them. And if Timo's not full 45, then you bring on Gerd Woodreich. Yeah, Ryan. I have updates on my phone on the Cardinals score. Just avoid that for your own good. You know, Ryan, I was thinking about that earlier too. Bananas, having more buzz than the Cardinals. I mean, to be fair, the Bananas are marketed really well. And they are an exploit on the notion that baseball is casual and boring, because it's a fun product. It's not my thing personally, but I get it, and especially because they don't play 81 games a year in one city like they do like in baseball, like in Major League Baseball. So it's like it's an attraction. Remember saying leave them wanting more. Cat Uncle, you went to the Waterford game in League of Ireland. In fact, I saw Waterford play last year when they went to Bohemians, and I went to the Bohemians game. Waterford ended up winning 1-0, but Waterford's an interesting club, to be fair. I actually have a Waterford jersey. As that one goes out of bounds. I paid way too much for this. But yeah, this is my here. Yeah, it's my Waterford jersey. So this was the kit that they wore at the Bows game that I went to last year, and I went and bought it online a few months later. I paid way too much for this, but I wanted something to commemorate it. So yeah, Waterford right here, and I also got a Waterford pin on my pin hat. But yeah, Brian, I'm with you. I hope Lou can play a full half tonight. I'm guessing that he's going to be coming in at 45. Yeah, Pierce got the loan today. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him as well. Fiat thinks that the Savannah Bananas are the Ringling Brothers sports. That's actually a fair comparison. I mean, to me, am I wrong in thinking that the Savannah Bananas are the like the modern answer to like the Harlem Globetrotters? Like, is that kind of the thing? Oh, in fact, Michael, you just you put it out there, and I think it at the same time, Michael. That is the second time we've done that tonight. But that's pretty cool, Kat. One of the friends from college worked for them, so he has a soft spot for Waterford. That's nice. Good away section. You can watch suggestions for halftime. Find the Bohemian versus Waterford vlog from last year, and see Waterford has a really good away support. But I'm with you, Fiat. Nothing wrong with the Bananas. It's just not my thing. Just putting this back. I'm coming. Chris is wondering if St. Louis gets the MLS All-Star next year. Well, didn't they announce that Charlotte's getting it? I think in 2027. Because if they're, if we have to wait for Charlotte to get theirs, I mean, it makes sense for us to get ours next. It's Bucket Hat. Welcome, Bucket Hat. Here, I'm going to put on my bucket hat to celebrate. There we go. Yes, it's KC, but it's the club that is outdrawing the KC club that we hate. KC Current have done nothing to St. Louis, so except embarrass SKC at their own game. So, and to me, enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah, Cat. KC Current are a vibe. They're a fun roster. Labonta's a fun personality. She's their, engine, their captain. Shawinga's absolutely deadly as a striker. The stadium's beautiful. They have a good color scheme. They're the best team in NWSL right now. I'll see them on August 15th in person when they play Orlando Pride. As Musa sheds a couple defenders there. Kake shot, a big save by Berkey. Big time stop by Berkey. Very nicely done by Berkey. Woo! That was another piss missile by Dallas. And yeah, as well as Ben did when Berkey was hurt, I did miss Berkey's ability to start counters a bucket. That was sorely missed. And it also highlighted the fact that we just didn't have defenders that were capable of advancing out of the back. Like, I mean, I get nightmares over Hebert's side-to-side passing. Yeah, this team just did not work under Olaf. Boom! Oh, Klaus didn't get all of it. Okay, here's another chance here. Orozco back in the box. Hartle maybe should have let that go for Toy Shirt. And we are at halftime. So not a great first half, guys. Not a great first half. Not especially entertaining. Clock is reset for the second half. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm staying optimistic, Bucket Hat. The second half will be better. Yeah. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and just kind of walk around, stretch a little bit, maybe replace this hat because this hat didn't give us any luck. I'll be right back, guys. All right, we are back, and just in time for the halftime stats. And FC Dallas with a .723 xG over St. Louis's .36. We don't have a single shot on target, and that's we have done absolutely squat on offense. And yet someone just made the point in the Chat City Tactics Discord, and I have to agree with this. How toxic or how much of a slacker does Jandé Silva have to be to not get playing time in this lineup? Where is Jandé Silva, and why is he not playing? That Jandé Silva needs to be examined. Like, this whole thing needs to be examined with him. He cannot get any playing time. Granted, when he has played, he has not shown anything that suggests that he's a great player or anything like that. But the fact that he makes as much money as he does and he's not getting playing time, to me, is just, there's something going on with Jandé. Like, it's something that, like, and yeah, Ryan says we need purpose to go on possession. It's something that, like, is giving me a slight pause on getting excited about Song Bin. Is we went out in early January and got a winger that has pedigree, and we don't see Jandé Silva play ever again. So why should I get excited about Song Bin when we already have someone of this ilk that can't play the game? Apparently. And yeah, that was Transmorgify Tigers, comment there. Yeah, this. A lot of comments in the Discord about Conrad Vollum a good game tonight. And yeah, Vollum's kind of disappeared on me. Ever since Vollum has shifted to a central midfield role, he has not been impressive. Yeah. Yeah, I need to see something different this half, honestly. Need to see something different. I know 5 is not the end-all, be-all, but Toykert I have not seen much from. No one on the front, in our front four of, Hartle, Klaus, Betcher, Toykert wows me. And yet, here we are. Ostrak, he was caught flat-footed on that goal, but that was a good play. I don't think that was necessarily on Ostrak so much. And Ostrak's interesting because I thought he had a good. He started off a little slow against Portland, and then he had a really good game. He does have. I do like his ability, and someone pointed this out in the Discord as well, that Ostrak does have a good ability to turn and dribble through the midfield. So Ostrak's not been bad. Jacob says that goal was Toyker's fault. I mean, he was in the vicinity, but then again, why are we in a position where we're having to rely on Seti Toyker defending? Then that's a question of tactics at that point. And yeah, Colton, yeah, with what Silva makes, the fact that he's not starting is ridiculous. Okay, this is going on around the league. I'm seeing a lot more games here. NYCFC over Sharding, Kansas, 1-0. Charlotte over Atlanta, 3-2. They went through the scores too quickly. Sounders and Quakes tied at 1. Real Salt Lake and Cincinnati. That's going to be a fun game. Speaking of fun games, Cincinnati's Hell is Real was fun. Well, this isn't Hell is Real. This is the Santos hat. But, man, Hell is Real was a fun game. I mean, it sucked. I mean, it sucked being there, when you watch the home team just completely wilt after the first 5 minutes. But very impressive. Very impressive. Y'all need to get to a game at TQL sometime. Hopefully we play there sometime. So y'all can experience TQL. It's a good stadium. Good stadium, good fans. I agree, Ryan. We need a 6 badly. Jacob, why did we get rid of Blome? Because Blome burned his own bridge on the way out of here. There's a reason, Jacob. There's a reason he is going to play the next step of his career in Vietnam. Nam. If you are a young player and you want your career to ascend, Vietnam is not where you go. But that may have been Blome's only choice because he clashed with his coach at Kaiser Chiefs. He sulked, pouted, didn't get any playing time, didn't put in the effort. From everything that I've heard, look, Kaiser Chiefs was his hometown club. And he returned home to where he was supposedly comfortable and burned his bridge with his hometown club. So maybe Nam was his only choice. But you're asking, why did we get rid of Blome? That's why. That's why, because Blome wasn't it. Yeah, Blome had issues. And maybe Blome was just a scouting whiff. Nothing, that happens in soccer. So you don't hit on every player that you think is gonna work for you in soccer. You just don't. And again, I don't know how Blome's going to handle the humidity in Vietnam any better than he handled the humidity in St. Louis, honestly. But yeah, we badly need a 6. Badly. And I hope we get one in the window here. By the way, I have replaced the beer. I am no longer feeling the serendipity. I've gone with the old and good New Glauers of Spotted Cow. If you've never had Spotted Cow from New Glarus in Madison, Wisconsin, get on that because it's really good. It's not so good that like I need to make regular trips to Madison just to get it, but it's really good. In fact, Chris Gebhardt of STL Soccer News fame is actually going to Madison on 2nd. And I may ask him to put in a beer order for me. Just give me I think a case will do. It's really good. Steven, how's it going, Steven? Steven is glad he made the second half, and you're probably glad that you missed the first half. I'm sure Banana Ball was a lot. How was Banana Ball? I'm sure it was a lot more fun than the first half of this game. Yeah, New Glarus is great. Is really great. When I visited my friend in Indianapolis last month, she had some amber beer from New Glarus that was really good, and she let me take some home. I gave her some Spotted Cow, and she gave me some of the amber beer. It was really good. Yeah, it was hot today. Yeah, kids melted down. When I went to the ATAR Stars game last night in Cottleville, there was no wind. Like it was so crazy. Like it just felt very stale as they're showing Edouard Leuven for some reason here. Yeah, it was just very. It wasn't bad temperature wise, but there was no wind, so it just felt very stagnant last night. Is Leuven not our 6 when healthy, with Hartle being our 10? Well, the idea of our system is we need 2 central mids, and Leuven would be one of them. Right now, we don't have someone to play next to Leuven. Alfredo Morales, remember, broke. Morales was supposed to be the complement to Leuven, which looks like he is getting on the shirt. Looks like he is coming on. So I hope he comes in. I hope it's Vollum he's taken out, because Vollum has not impressed me. But yeah, our center mid depth has sucked since our club became a thing. And why we have not invested enough in our central midfielders, I do not know. Because remember, Jacob Reich was signed with the idea that he was going to be like the center mid and center back hybrid, although I think he's a way better center back than a center mid, and I think that's where he's been playing. But Edouard Leuven is coming in. And yeah, Leuven's more of an 8, not a 6. A 6 is someone that you want to be like a, chewing glass kind of sandpaper grit type of a center back. And Leuven is the orchestrator 8. That can play deeper, sure, but yeah. Mike, have I ever had Alaskan white ale? No, I haven't, but that sounds good. And here we go. Second half underway, and so is the timer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Brian's Leuven it. Edouard Leuven. Hot, fresh, just for you. And yeah, it looks like he was taken in for Vollum. Or was he? No, Vollum's still out there. I missed. Who did Leuven come in for? Here's Leuven, Hartl, Teukert. Oh, Betcher. He came in for Betcher. Interesting. Okay. So they're just going to go with one striker. I guess Hartl shifts left. Does Ostrak move up? Does Leuven move up? I'm really curious what this formation is going to look like now. But yeah, I see you guys. It's Betcher was out for Leuven. Took me a bit. Sometimes it's hard to talk and listen at the same time. Okay, good job keeping it. Ostrak's out on the left now. Okay. And then Hartl's playing up. Hartl's playing up almost as like a 10 or a shadow striker. Here's Leuven chugging up the middle. Shot! Ooh, off the post! That would have been the return. You know, Brian, before I realized it was Betcher being subbed out, I had realized I had not said his name all game. And there's a reason for that. God, we need a healthy Leuven so bad. That is what he does. I'm very curious how Ostrak does as a left winger, as that's where he's apparently playing. Because we the center mid so long that it almost feels like that's what he knows. But remember when he was signed, he was like a 10 or a winger, and he's kind of had to move back to center mid out of necessity because again, we never have center mid depth ever. And he's accoladed himself there okay, although now I see he's playing more centrally. So maybe this whole but then he swings out left. Good cross, but pause is there. By the way, if you haven't had a chance to do so yet, if you could just go right under the screen there and hit the thumbs up button, that would really help me out. Appreciate your support as always. And while we have a bit of a lag in the action, I do want to give some thanks to if I can find it. Well, I was going to make a Pat Connolly ad read. I don't know how to actually play the video, though. Here? There we go. Wanted to just thank Pat Connolly Tavern, located at beautiful Oakland and Tam in beautiful Dogtown, a St. Louis institution since 1942, and a proud partner of the Soccer Zombie channel for the entire 2025 campaign, as we have just renewed our agreement. Pat Connolly Tavern. All right. Bills are paid. Dallas is attacking. I don't like that. And cleared away. By the way, guys, one of the things that I've been talking about with the owner of Pat Connolly Tavern, David, is how would you check a live Soccer Zombie watch along, where it wouldn't be streamed on the internet, but it would be at Pat Connolly's, and we would, get some grub, get some beers. They have a private room up in the top floor that we would do it in. Just a little, maybe like a late season get together. What do you guys think about that? And smash that like button, as Cat Uncle says. Hey, it's Apollo's from Naples. So I don't think, Ryan, you'll be able to make our live Pat Connolly watch along. That is kind of still in its theoretical stage, but you're welcome to come if we ever do that. Ryan would be there. Kat would be there. I know Jerry Hayes. I think she's at Felix's tonight, but she has said in the past that she would be there, as we made a meet that one. But Berkey is there to comfort the nerves. Oh, good tackle by Totes. Totes McGoats. Now it's back to him. Didn't really have an avenue. Feel like the pace has slowed down a lot. So yeah, Oshrak's kind of playing like a left midfield role. Now he switches it to Vollum. Now we're on the far side to Toykert. Toykert's now playing on the left side. This is like total football with how these players are moving around, and that was a bad pass by Orozco. Xavier would try to get there. Well, you're more than welcome, Xavier. Absolutely. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out when we can get this done. I think it'd just be cool for us to hang out. Like there's they're having the big one at Felix's tonight. I'd like to go to one of those as well at some point. I enjoy doing this too much too. As a Dallas player pulls up lame. Kind of winding down the season. There's only 6 home games left. So this will probably be sometime in September, is my guess, when when our live watch along would happen. Ryan asking, is it Felix's Pizza Pub? It's a pizza joint that's in Dogtown. Really good pizza. But it's also like, it's also a bit of a restaurant bar kind of setup. It's a pretty neat place. Oh, no call. Not that I think it warranted one. Leuven tries to volley it. Unsuccessful. A lot of jostling. Ostrak's there. Not a great touch, though, and cleared. But yeah, it's Felix's Pizza Den. Literally is like 2 blocks from my apartment. I can look out the back window, and if there wasn't an apartment building right outside my window, I'd probably see it, honestly. Yes, Dogtown is just south of Forest Park. It's where I've lived for 5 years. Like I'm looking out this window here, and I can see Forest Park. That's how close I am to Forest Park. It's right across I-64 for me. Oh, good ball. And Pat Connolly's is right by where I live. Cat, there is no Cat Town, unfortunately, Cat. But what town do you live in, Cat? Maybe we can make that Cat Town. Cat Town, where all the kitties live. Cat Town, where we watch cities suck. Oh, that's right. You're Columbia. I mean, Missouri Tigers. I mean, that could be Cat Town. That could absolutely be a Cat Town. I mean, we'll be asking SEC teams, can you do it on a cold, rainy night in Cat Town? The Jet had way too much space there, but the ball wasn't very good. No, you're not getting that call. Ref. I mean, that'd be anyway, but yeah, Como could be Cat Town, absolutely. Michael, of course, Edwardsville could be Cat Town because of the SIUE Cougars, as I would announce them if I was doing PA for them. Of course, now their big thing is Eddyville. Like when you go to a basketball game for SIUE, they have a little open area in the second level of their arena, the Vidalbean Center. That's called Eddyville, and it's kind of like got a bar up there, got things for kids to do. It's actually a really smart idea by SIUE to make some space out of that. But yeah, SIUE is kind of a commuter campus. That's right. If you want Mizzou tickets, 1-800-Paul's, as Mike Kelly would say repeatedly in every broadcast. Cat wants to see a neutral field game between KC and City at Faroe Field. I would be so down for that. Honestly, that would be fun. I just don't think they're. I would honestly worry about, though. I would worry about if it would have enough interest to fill Faroe Field. And I say that more out of concern on the KC side than anything. Oh, header on net. Berkey is there. We are still doing jack shit on offense in this half. This is outside of a few flashes. I'm still waiting for the kaboom to happen. I'm not seeing the kaboom. That's right. Lebanon, Illinois has the McKendree Bearcats. I know Sporting does try to claim Como as their territory. And to be fair, I think they had an academy in Como. And to be fair, Sporting has had, a couple decades head start on St. Louis and claiming Como as a territory. There are kabooms in St. Peter's tonight. Ryan Fraley went to college in a Dogtown. Talking about Carbondale? Oh, leftover fireworks. It's so weird. Dogtown used to have that every 4th of July when for weeks on end, people would be shooting off fireworks. And I don't know if the people that were doing that have moved out or what, but I've not heard any fireworks in Dogtown this year. Although, to be fair, the week of the 4th of July, I was in Florida, so that probably warps the numbers a little bit. I would love to see that, Xavier, a preseason St. Louis City versus Louisville City match. That needs to happen. I know, Louisville's doing, they're big on midseason exhibitions as well. They just had one last night with Leggett in, I think it's Spain. And then they're playing Aston Villa and then they're also playing Eintracht Frankfurt this month. It'd be cool if they played St. Louis City one time in a friendly. I think it'd be a fun match. I hope we get them in the Open Cup sometime. I know we were close to doing that this year, but no, couldn't get a good draw. If I look really frumpy on your screen right now, just because I kind of feel frumpy. This game is making me frumpy. Yeah, I saw that. City and Louisville had a preseason, but it was a closed door. I know City and Forward Madison had a preseason a couple seasons ago as well. I know that. Well, I know it was on the schedule, and I think Chris Gebhardt was able to sneak his way in for that one. But yeah, I wish those preseason friendlies were open to the public. That'd be so fun. Like it'd be like have a preseason friendly. Like say it's City versus, let's say City plays FC Tulsa. Oh, there's Jean Silva. He lives. Like say like City and FC Tulsa had a friendly. Play it at like Herman or something. Play it at Creve Coeur. As Jean Silva's coming in, he does exist. All right. Well, I've got something that's got me really interested as he goes in for a very ineffective Seti Toykert. But yeah, Michael, he's real. But I don't know if he's spectacular yet. Unlike Terry Hatcher's, you know. I agree, Ryan. I mean, I normally went to someone that was a longtime NFL fan that thought exhibitions preseasons were boring, but it gives a chance to see some different looks, you know, in different teams that you wouldn't normally see. As Leuven runs into a wall, keeps it alive. Here's Hartle, back to Vollum. Vollum back to Hartle. Hartle's going to cross it into the mixer. Klaus is there, but headed away. Leuven will on the kick. Klaus kind of jumps it. Klaus track, a big stop. You know what? I'll give pause that. I will give pause that.
What a save!
That was that was a good save by pause. And I agree. Jeanne looked good against third tier Union Omaha, but that doesn't tell me much because it's third tier Union Omaha and they've not been very good in their own tier this year. But then yeah, since then Silva's shown nothing, although he been getting the playing time either. All right, here's Hartle. Corner into the box, headed wide. Aerial assassin Orozco there, all 5'9" of them. That'd be nice when Falou falls in there. Like they've got to draw up some set pieces for Falou fall. He is going to be an absolute set piece assassin if they deploy him right. Another cross. This one far post, punched away by Paz. Totland's there. Leuven blocked. And this will be a long throw. And we are back to square one. Although Berkey's going to lump it long. Not long enough. I have a feeling this last half hour is going to be St. Louis laying siege on Dallas because Dallas is playing so deep. Okay, here's Jande. Kind of sort of beats his man, but not really. Yeah, where's the runs for St. Louis right now? Everyone's just standing. We are back to just standing like logs. God, yeah, our off the ball movement has gone back to shit. Yeah, I see we've approached the inshallah and long ball section of the game. Yeah. Every time I hit this headphone, it pauses. It's fine. Wake me up when this shitty game ends. Here's Hartle, crossfar. Nothing going on. Cleared back. Oh, God, I forgot Dallas has Shaq Moore. That's not like I don't fear Shaq Moore or anything like that. I just get PTSD over his U.S. men's national team appearances. Here we go. Come on. Here we go, Volm. You're supposed to be the midfield ball shuttler. Okay. Passes to Jande. Now to Hartle. Hartle playing on the right side. Jande's calling for it. Hartle says, no, thank you. Instead decides that kicking it to a defender is a better play. Yeah, Michael, I got kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, that's a name I've not heard in a long time with Shaq Moore. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I need to get comfortable. I'm just gonna kick back and get comfortable here because yeah, this is not exactly edge of your seat type of fun here. There we go. This is my board pose. All right, here we go. Counterattack. Jande literally gets tackled by his own self, but he gets the ball back. Klaus, a worm.
Fucking shit! Fucking shit!
Yeah, Cat. I don't have enough spotted cow for this boar fest. And if those are the chances we're getting, like, what the fuck? Bruh. Indeed, bucket hat. Bruh. Oh, my camera's crooked again. There we go. That's better. Rob Zip, how's it going, Rob? I'm currently in my comfort pose right now because this game is so thrilling. Jay Reed and Akil Watts coming on. The Akil Watts experience, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Zip, by the way, is a Houston Dynamo fan. In case you didn't watch our watch along together last year, and wants us to beat Dallas. I would really like it if we beat Dallas too, but right now we are not beating Dallas. We are just beating ourselves. Stephen McGauley, if Jeanne could just stay up, yeah, but apparently that's just asking too much. Bucket Hat wants to know what the hell we're bringing Watts on for. Well, like, because we have to meet our Akil Watts, Josh Yarrow, and Kyle Hebert quota. So, although I guess we've already used our sub, so sounds like we don't get Kyle Heberts. So, yeah. 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 Jean Silva literally tackled himself as Houston and Philly are tied 1-1. Beat Philly for us, Rob. Beat Philly for us because I need to ruin this narrative that Bradley Carnell is a good coach. Because right now, he's like the flavor of the month right now because he's off to a hot start. Well, guess what? He was off to a hot start for St. Louis too, and look what happened. Michael, things could be worse. We could have. Oh, sorry, comments are going in too fast here. Gotta get out of my comfort pose. Could be worse. We could have thunderstorm delay this game by 3 days in the middle. Yeah, that happened in 2023, and that sucked when we had to go back to Dallas to finish the game. It was so weird. Yeah, guys, soccer's fun. Yay! Have fun times. Doing watch-alongs for a 14th place team is so fun. Buckethead, didn't Celio break his leg in that second half game in Dallas too? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I remember. I'll never forget. I was coming back from Forward Madison. It was June 15th, I believe it was. And I remember listening to the Joey Zanaboni call. And when I was going through like the middle of Illinois, and it was so sad when I heard that happened. Because Celio was really starting to take off. And yeah, it's very unfortunate. And now poor Celio, you know, as I heard at the coaches clinic at the season ticket holder event, he apparently it's known that he suffered some confidence issues and self-belief issues, and it's like that's just so sad. But I think that injury just took something out of him. Rob is asking if Hartle wishes he stayed with St. Pauli. Maybe. Although the thing with Hartle is that, you know, from everything I've heard about him, he's someone that he just does not want to be he likes being a big fish in a small pond. That's why, like, he's never really played in the Bundesliga, but he's always been playing in the, like, crushing the Zweite Bundesliga, and now he's here in MLS. And I think he's just the kind of guy that he doesn't like the big city, and he doesn't like the big stage necessarily. I mean, it's not a question of effort with him. It's just what he's comfortable with. As this is encouraging, read in the box, but no one's there. Commentators saying that he should have lifted the ball into the back post. Well, there was no one there. I wonder if Jay Reed's even capable of holding up on those plays like that. Ooh. And that'll get called. Watts had the foot up. All right, back to professional mode ish. Michael, when he went to the armory, went to the bathroom and saw everyone in panic when I came out. Yeah, that was. Oh, by the way, also long live the armory. MLS is so weird. Well, the armory was kind of weird. Yeah, and see, Kat, I'm with you on that. We don't have. See, this is one of these games that's a good argument for Pro Rel. And again, I'm not saying I take a stance either way, but it just feels like this game is just there. These are two bad teams playing. It's not exciting. Because there's no stakes. It doesn't matter if St. Louis finishes 14th or Dallas finishes 14th. They're still going to be in the top level. So what's the fucking point? So I think I'm going to be a bigger USL fan when they get Pro Rel going in a couple years, just because it's going to be fun to watch. This is not fun. Yeah, Watts thinks he has skill. That kind of sums up his whole career at this point. Oh gosh. Legit, long ball to no one. Fun. Happy fun. The beautiful game. I was so excited going into this one. I was because we looked good against Portland. We looked fun. But God bless America. This is not. And if this game was like a blowout in favor of Dallas, I would have noped out of this watch along long ago. But the fact that we're still in this, like I can't step away. Of course, as I say that, Dallas gets a counter here. It's 1-on-4, and yet I'm still concerned about our ability to handle it. Okay, good tackle by Jande Silva. It's not exactly his rep. Xavier, is St. Louis getting a USL team? No. I don't think that happens for multiple reasons. We don't have St. Louis FC because Kavanaugh became a co-owner of City. So that probably rules out Soccer Park as a place for a USL team because of political reasons, unless Kavanaugh divested out of City, which I don't think he will. So where else are you going to play? Herman? Can you get Slew to cut a decent deal for you to play at Herman? Maybe. Cordy, that's kind of Edwardsville's kind of remote for a lot of the St. Louis population. I've heard there's a new facility in Cottleville that's going to be built that could be interesting. Like, have y'all ever heard of something called Impact City FC? A friend of mine that lives out that way was like, I guess this place would be built like right across Darting Creek from where he lives. He was showing me like the plans for this place. It looks kind of impressive. Like maybe be a place that USL team could go, but I don't know. I just don't see it. I think the more likely thing is I've heard Peoria City is going to go pro in a couple years, or at least they want to go pro in a couple years. Buckethead. Brad Davis is building the one in Cottleville. It's sick. Okay, so so that's the Impact City one. Okay. So yeah, I was talking about that last night at Cottleville City Fields, which is not the place I'm talking about, but one of the owners for Sunflower State, I guess he lives out here, and he had heard something about Brad Davis being involved in that project. Ryan, actually, where he's at, he's closer to Paducah than Cottleville. As I just got a very unfortunate FOTMob notification here coming up in 3, 2, 1. Rob, we're not beating down tonight. I'm just letting this play. Okay, I guess that's enough. Yeah, Moose is good. We're not. We're not. Yeah, Timo did not cover himself in glory on that. Yeah, Timo, I get that was a good move by Musa, but my God. This team makes me drink. Our defense was getting turned around, Buckethead. That's what was going on. I mean, if we had subs left, Brian, yeah, Timo should get subbed out, but yeah, Rob, Musa's getting wasted in Frisco. I would be surprised if Musa's still in Dallas this time next year. But yet here we are, we're getting Musa'd. Rob, you would know, being a fan of Houston, that being a fan of an MLS club is very frustrating, and being a fan of St. Louis City is certainly a lesson in frustration. No wonder I've kind of ignored St. Louis City a bit the last couple months. Although it's also because I've been busy. Yeah, Jacob, I'm ready for Faloo Fall. We need some Faloo Fall in our lives. They're talking about good super draft picks. You know what was a good super draft pick? Jose Kojima. Wonder where he's at now, because he's certainly not with St. Louis, because we had to protect Rasmus broken ass fucking Alm. And if you still try to defend protecting Rasmus Alm over Jose Kojima, we'll lose vast amounts of credibility with me. I will not entertain that argument. That is a hill I will die on. We won the league the first 2 years we had them, and it's mostly been trashed since with a few. So it's kind of like a little bit like a more elongated version of St. Louis, where we had that first 6 months that was fantastic, and then the past 2 years have been just absolute trash. It just sucks being a fan of a team where it feels hopeless. And yet here we are. Yeah, Colton, I know Kojima's with DC United. I'm quite aware. Very aware. I should not have had to buy this jersey. And yet here I am. And yeah, I agree, Ryan. He went from one trash place to another, but at least in the other trash place, he's getting playing time. And Ryan, I'm getting concerned about Kessler too, because I thought that was supposed to be another one of those short time injuries but we've seen so many times with this fucking cursed diseased club that these short injuries that are supposed to be like 2 or 3 weeks end up being like 2 or 3 months. And yet, no, we can't have conversations about how bad our fucking physio team is. Oh, Ryan, I've been at the point where we need to have the combos about Lutz van. We're 14th. We're still competing for the wooden spoon, and it's year 3. You know, this is supposed to be year 5 of his vaunted 5-year plan. Is the end of that 5-year plan going to be like, Kurt Russell and Escape from New York, like, and figuring out where the hell he's going to land next? Because at this point he has to be, thinking of that. At least he should be. And yeah, Buckethead, why are we not seeing JGR tonight? Why does Josh Yarrow need the fucking playing time? Does he need the experience? Or does a youngster like JGR need experience? Because we're not going anywhere this year. Why aren't we playing the youngsters? Hooligans pitch. Hi. It says, hi, SZ. My girlfriend and I watched your Hell is Real video and really enjoyed it. Thank you. Well, no problem. I had a lot of fun making it. And I've got this towel as a reminder of that. Which, by the way, Hooligans pitch, the curly-haired kid in the video, Will. I had gone through the ticket gate where they were giving these towels out, and I just completely ignored the towels. And he was kind enough to grab me one. Will was a hero, not just in that video, but just in general. Will's good, good peeps. So was his dad. But yeah, glad you enjoyed it, Hooligans. I had fun making it, and I had fun being there, and I look forward to being back. Buckethead thinks we need to bring up McKenna from City 2. I agree, Ryan. JGR should have been in the starting 11, but he wasn't. We got a penalty. Roscoe just someone down. Breakfasting just got here. No, it's not good. Now we're about to go down 3-0 because Berkey cannot save a penalty kick if his if there's a gun pointed at his head. Yeah, I'm about ready to F this myself out of this watch along. I mean, what more can be said? I do like Hartle consoling Orozco there. We just gave Dallas a 3-0 win when they haven't won since the Dead Sea was still alive. Jacob thinks that we should see more Jandé Silva. I was happy, I mean, tonight, when he had the ball, when he wasn't tripping over his own self, like, I wasn't mad with Jandé. Tell me why Seti Toykert keeps getting chances. Do they not see that Toykert is borderline useless lately? Oh, he went the right side. He actually went the right side, but
We're fucking shit! 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 We're fucking shit!
Roscoe stock just tanked harder than in 1929. Yeah. I mean, that was a great PK, to be fair. I thought they're going to... Oh, here, I guess we do have another sub, because here comes Tyson Pierce. And he's the one that comes on for Timo. Yeah. Am I saying bench Seti? I'm saying bench Seti, or if someone wants to give us, decent money for Seti, get him the fuck out of here. He's not it. This offense, our attack has an issue with speed, and Seti is part of that problem. And if he's not bagging goals, then what's the fucking point? What is the fucking point? I'm actually kind of glad that next weekend we host Minnesota, and I'm kind of glad there's a chance I won't be at that game because I'll be covering the Midwest Premier League Gateway Conference Final, which is going to be in Omaha, from what I've heard. I'm probably going to be out of town for that, and I am honestly kind of glad. Jacob thinks they'd be better if City listened to me. I don't know about that, honestly. I don't know about that really. I'm just a guy in a bucket hat that makes videos. Yeah, I don't know. If I'm the answer, then there's so many questions. Someone just take this game out back and shoot it in the head, please. Ain't nothing wrong, guys, in bucket hats. I'm just saying we don't have the answers. Sorry, Rob, we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it on a warm, sticky night in Dallas. Yeah, our game's tomorrow, 1 o'clock. ATAR versus Club Atletico. It's the game. It is the game that determines the division. Only those two teams can win it, and it's literally winner take all. Chris asking, who am I thinking tomorrow, ATAR or Atletico? I still give ATAR the advantage. I could see that. I can honestly see tomorrow being a draw, and that would actually give ATAR the division because they're up 2 points. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. I appreciate. I actually, you know what, Rob? Rob, that I'm gonna give you some fireworks for that. I'm gonna give you some fireworks for that. That was wholesome, Rob. Yeah, Ryan, you should pop in to ATAR. In fact, everyone that is in this chat right now, if you want to see fun soccer, turn this shit off, and then go to Belleville tomorrow and watch ATAR versus Club Atletico. You'll have a lot more fun tomorrow, honestly. Buckethead, I love to see a video of me going to the Ambush FC game. I went to Ambush FC Ambush on my birthday, June 11th. I didn't videotape it, and it was bleh. I don't like the Ambush, Buckethead, for many reasons, and I won't cover them. I don't like them as an organization. I don't like how they treat players. I don't like how they overprice everything that they do. I do not like the Ambush, and they can fuck off as that ball goes far. I was going to cover Peoria City when they visited Ambush this year, and I was going to hang out with the Peoria City supporters, but then they didn't bring any supporters, so it was kind of like, why bother? Yeah, Bucket. I don't know why they made an outdoor team because they're idiots. They're run by absolute idiots. No one cares. Ryan's gonna blow out the Minnesota match because City sucks right now. I don't think you're the only one that will do that, honestly. If I'm still in town, I'll still go, but I'm not. I'm just, yeah. Rob does try to be wholesome. Let's go on another adventure soon. We didn't have to worry about our own crappy home clubs. That's true. My next adventure, to answer your question, Rob, is going to be to Kansas City. Actually, it might be Omaha next weekend, actually, for the Midwest Premier League. But then my next travel is actually, it's going to be August 14th. Marshall Islands plays their first ever international match. And I've actually got Copa 90 interested in what I do with that video. I didn't get picked by them for the best job in the world, but they put me on, like, they told me I was very close, and like they put me on their I guess their network to, call whenever they need, something done. And they've told me specifically that, like, we liked your pitch of doing this Marshall Islands game. Feel free to do it. We'll help you out. Just like not financially, but like just, they attempted to get me in touch with the Marshall Islands people. Turns out Marshall Islands is kind of hard to contact, but no, they wanted to see what I did with it. So that's encouraging. But yeah, the first ever international match ever for Marshall Islands is being held in Springdale, Arkansas, of all places, because that's the biggest population of Marshallese in America, outside of the Marshall Islands themselves. Kind of like how Bosnians settled St. Louis, and we became the biggest city, biggest population of Bosnians outside of Bosnia. Springdale, Arkansas became the biggest population of Marshallese outside of Marshall Island. So I'm looking forward to that. It should be fun. Yeah, Copa 90. It would have been such an honor to be selected for their competition. I know someone that did. Cheyenne from Between Clean Sheets got selected, but they were very clear that they liked my pitch and they liked my work, and they were keen on working with me, just not on this, like not in their competition. I mean, so. Yeah, I see it, Romo. We're bad right now. I'm trying to do everything I can to talk about anything else besides the game right now, just because I can't. Although we're gonna have a chance at a Leuven free kick here, and that's a good spot for him. I'm very close to having my 3-1 prediction come true. It's just not the way that I wanted. Leuven into the wall. We can't have nice things. There's the whistle. Thank fucking God this game is over. Let's get that out of there. Yeah, this was bad. This was just bad. Yeah, guys. So Minnesota next Saturday. Yay! Again, I highly encourage you. I will. This is another. Just like the whole Jose Kojima thing is a hill that I will die on. Check out ATAR tomorrow versus Atletico. You'll have some fun. They've got food trucks. They got a beer garden. They've got merch. They got vibes. Good people run this club. They're a small community club whose club only won one game last year, and they're now on the verge of winning their division. They just need to beat one more opponent, Club Atletico, tomorrow. But if Atletico win, they win the division, and they go on to Omaha to play in the Gateway South Championship. So, Justin, I'll see you at the next home match, maybe, or maybe not, because, again, I might be in Omaha next weekend for the Premier League. Thanks for joining me, Bucket Hat. ATAR is so much fun. Ryan can testify to that. Thank you to the Zombie Ultras. Again, if this is your first watch along, like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Sorry I couldn't be happier, but this club does not make me happy very, very much at all. I mean, I was so positive when this started, and then, well, St. Louis City happened. So, Chris, thanks for joining. I hope to see you tomorrow at ATAR, and say hi to me. If you see me, you'll see me walking around, with my vlogging setup. Say hi to me. Absolutely. I want to see people I know at ATAR tomorrow. Just enjoying lower league soccer. Something more enjoyable than this absolute disease-riddled club that we call St. Louis City. Anyway,